Good evening and welcome to World in Focus. Today we discuss high-stakes climate politics and quiet maneuvers in Ukraine. These are the stories moving the world tonight. And later, an in-depth look at why a mysterious Russian vessel near UK waters is triggering one of the year's most serious security warnings. A breakthrough in the race to host the world's most important climate conference. After months of impasse, Turkey is now set to host COP31 in 2026. Under UN rules, the host must come from the group that includes Western Europe, Australia and others. But neither Australia nor Turkey had been willing to back down. In negotiations at COP30 in Brazil, Australia agreed to withdraw its bid on one condition that its minister would chair the talks. With that compromise reached, Turkey is now preparing to welcome world leaders for the next major round of climate action. In Ukraine, a surprise high-level visit from US military officials is fueling speculation about a possible new diplomatic track. Senior Pentagon leaders led by US Army Secretary Dan Driscoll have arrived in Kyiv to discuss what Washington describes as efforts to end the war. Their visit comes just hours after reports emerged of a draft peace framework allegedly involving the US and Russia. According to those reports, the proposal could require Ukraine to surrender territory it still controls and significantly reduce the size of its military. Concessions Kyiv has consistently rejected. President Zelensky is expected to meet the delegation on Thursday. In Indonesia, Mount Semeru has erupted again. The highest peak on Java Island sent hot ash clouds racing 7 kilometers down its slopes, blanketing nearby villages and forcing evacuations. Authorities have now raised the alert to the highest level as searing clouds of gas, ash and rock continue to pour from the volcano. And now our World in Focus deep dive. Tonight we examine a confrontation at sea that has the UK on edge. A Russian ship accused of spying on Britain's undersea cables and now, according to UK, shining lasers at the military pilots.
As I speak, a Russian spy ship, the Yantar, is on the edge of UK waters north of Scotland, having entered the UK's wider waters over the last few weeks. This is a vessel designed for gathering intelligence and mapping our undersea cables. We deployed a Royal Navy frigate and RAF P-8 planes to monitor and track this vessel's every move.
The vessel at the center of this storm is the Yantar, a ship Russia labels a research vessel, but which Western intelligence has long considered a deep-sea espionage platform. At 112 feet long and equipped with advanced detection systems, the Yantar was launched in 2015. Its official mission is oceanographic research, but experts say it is operated by one of Russia's most secretive military branches, responsible for deep-sea intelligence gathering. According to the Council on Geostrategy, the ship deploys submarines capable of mapping and potentially sabotaging underwater cables, critical infrastructure that carries financial transactions, global data traffic, and even energy supplies. This isn't Yantar's first appearance far from home. Over the years, it has been spotted near the Caribbean, Greenland, Brazil, the Mediterranean, and Ireland. In 2017, it was tasked with recovering Russian fighter jets lost off the coast of Syria. Last year, it circled around Norway, passed through the English Channel, and moved into the Irish Sea before heading towards the Mediterranean. But it is its latest movements that have sharpened alarm in London. On Wednesday, the UK's Defence Secretary John Healey revealed that the Yantar had entered British waters near Scotland and for the first time directed lasers at Royal Air Force pilots monitoring it. Healey called the act deeply dangerous, warning Moscow that Britain is prepared if the ship moves further south. Shining lasers at pilots is illegal in the UK, as even low-grade beams can temporarily blind or disorient. Security analysts say the move marks a clear escalation. The British Navy has now adjusted its rules of engagement, allowing its vessels to shadow the Yantar at closer range. Though officials stress it is inconceivable that the UK would authorize any form of attack unless the ship took highly aggressive action. So why does the Yantar's presence matter so much? because Britain, like much of the world, relies on undersea cables that carry trillions of dollars in daily financial transactions and are essential for both civilian and military communication. Oil and gas pipelines also run beneath these waters, connecting the UK to North Sea partners such as Norway. Any interference could have global consequences. As a former Royal Navy commander put it, these cables are the arteries of the modern world. Russia has dismissed the UK's claims as militaristic hysteria, insisting the Yantar is operating legally in international waters and poses no threat to British infrastructure. But with tensions already high between Moscow and the West, this shadowy duel at sea has raised fresh fears about the vulnerability of the world's most critical and least visible networks. So that's all in World in Focus for today. Follow the Finance 360 for more.